Ministry of Education and Higher Education announced that it uncovered 400 forged university degree, mostly in law, according to Middle East Monitor. So sources from gulfnews.com says that the forged certificates, the rate where they sell it to the high profile clients, is speaking to $12,000 approximately. So when we try to improve ourselves or improve with respect to technology or our process, we face difficulty in the forgery or the fraudulent activities. So my presentation, it's going to be a one-stop solution for that. So before we start, I'll give a very mild introduction about what exactly is forgery. So forgery will be any material alteration which intend to defraud when we do any type of material alteration in a legal paper, okay, or in a legal instrument, is considered as forgery. So when they do this forgery in education certificate or employment certificate, what will be the impact? Why this topic is very much essential in the economic growth. So when we see that, so this impact, the first one is it. This is not just a white collar crime, or it is not just punishable according to the law. It also considered as one of the main reasons for illegal migrant to any country which is incoming. So because our IDs, our documents play a very important role in visa. So illegal migrant, number one. Number two, which is unemployment. Number three, the quality of the skilled professional. For example, as here I quoted, 21-year-old found to possess a pharmacist degree. So how can we expect the quality in the service apart from being the result? Okay, how can we expect the quality? So these are all the impact. So the solution which I would like to provide here is the solution is from the source, okay, which is a foolproof method of ethical hiring, which is background verification, which of course, as we all know, I would like to call it as certificate of authenticity, which is COA. So you can ask me, already background verification is present, and so many companies, multinational companies have been using this. So how exactly we gonna make a difference in this background verification process? So what we're gonna do in this is, we're gonna have three modes of background verification. So number one will be physical verification. The physical verification will be of identity, the credentials of the individuals. It can be a name, it can be address, or it can be a college, even if it's a employment place. Okay, so the physical verification will be done. Number two, we will do a online verification. We have an extensive list of databases. Okay, so the databases have been categorized on the yearly basis, as in the profession basis. So in the online mode as well, we will do the verification. And the third and very, very important one, which I put forward, is forensic investigation. And I, as a criminologist and forensic science expert, I find it very, very much mandatory. So forensic investigation or forensic check is nothing but usage of scientific tools and methods. So we do handwriting analysis, ink examination, any type of alteration in the paper. So let's talk in layman language. So what are, if we get a certificate, either it be employment or education certificate, so what all the things we will check in forensic? Number one, we check the paper and the ink, whether any alteration, obliteration, or any erasure has been found in the paper or ink. So that will be the one. So we use various techniques, chromatography techniques. So number two, seal and stamp, seal, stamp, and signature of any document. Okay, so that will be checked as well. And the third one will be the contents of the document. So is there any mild alteration in the content of the document? That will be checked. So whenever we get a profile or a candidate's portfolio, so I would recommend personally, we have to go through with all the three process. So whatever we are doing now currently, which is in existence, is the background verification using physical mode and online checks. But in this background verification, what I am putting forth is actually a combination of human as well as science. So in this way, what we can do is we can reduce the human error. We can be more certain the results. So when I say this background verification check, what all the ingredients will be there? Number one, identity check. Okay, so as I said, any national IDs we will be checking, which can be a PAN or a driving license, Aadhaar. So identity check is very, very essential, and that too when it comes for a visa for a different country employment. So the number two will be number two and three are employment and education check. I feel this is the most vulnerable part where we have to pay more importance, because skill set, experience, and remuneration of any employee depends on our previous working experience, our educational qualification, our masters, our references, which we give in our CV or portfolio. So, in this employment check, what are the basic things we will do? We will, of course, check the name, which is very much mandatory, and we will do employment ID, their designation, what's the tenure they have worked, and what exactly is the reason to leave that company. We will cross verify that as well, because to select the right candidate, you need to actually know his professional past, which will be taken into consideration when the recruitment happen for C-level hierarchy, let's say. And also salary, previous drawn salary. So when it comes to education, we will check the name, their roll number, year of passing, what exactly the specification they have studied, and the grade or marks. And the fourth one will be police record check. Okay, so in this we will check, is there any criminal or civil background cases which is in any type of litigation, let's say it is in pending, or maybe it's in the past. Okay, so any whenever we get a profile or portfolio, okay, so all we the four things what we do is identity check, their employment check, education check, and police record check. So these four checks we will do through the three modes of verification which I said, which is like physical, online, and forensics. So when we do all this together, the error can be minimized. So once we finish all this process, all this background verification process, so what will be our report? So how exactly our report will be? So I call it, as I said, I like to call it as a certificate of authenticity, which we give. The certificate of authenticity will have main three important ingredients in it. Number one, examine document details. What document detail exactly we have examined? For example, it's an educational certificate, it's an employment certificate, or it is their ID proof verification. So what document exactly has been given to us, and what document we have examined? And the number two will be experts final review or final say, so whether this document is authentic or not. And the third one, which will be the last one, will be details of the certifying authority. Who exactly or certifying? I repeat again, who exactly is the certifying authority? Because there are so, I'm sorry. Okay. So there are so many certifying bodies or accreditation authorities, which again legitimacy will come into picture. So that is the reason we will add that in our main certificate of authenticity copy. So in order to get the right candidate for the right skill set. Yes, we do very good many rounds of interview, of course. Yes, physical interaction, that everything is important. Yes, but the thorough background check is very, very necessary at this point of time. So as I have been reading all this news, the forged certificates has been really improved, because in the initial stage it was also happening, but they were using this laser printing, inkjet printing, all these techniques, and that will actually give you a lamination kind of result, lamination kind of copy. But now we have got many computer programs and softwares which will give you the exact replica of the educational certificate, or and also the employment certificate. And one more thing, if we see, if we take any of our government ID proofs, any, let it be any country. So when we take any government ID proofs, there will be so many checks before it comes to your hand. So again, human error is possible, but it can be minimized. But educational and employment certificate is very, very easy to get forged. Okay, so let me tell you a case which I have handled. So this was for C-level hierarchy position. So we got the portfolio for the thorough background verification, which we do physical, online, and forensic. So when we got this case, and what they have given is, he has worked for 6 to 8, I think 6 or 7 years approx, in one company. Okay, so as a one of the C-level hierarchy employee. So when we went and inquired, the company is not existent at that point of time. Okay, so that is the reason it came to us. So in that case, physical verification is not possible. Okay, so without, apart from that, the whole portfolio is good to go. It's very good portfolio, everything matches, but only that is not matching. So so I would recommend them, we will go with the rest of the three. So we did our online with the database, with the education that checks, but that particular company didn't check. And when we do forensics, of course, we found the, I mean, paper was varying, seal and stamp was varying. So we found everything. We attached our certificate of authenticity copy along with our all the evidences to substantiate that, you know, this particular portfolio is not authentic. So what I would try to put forth here is artificial intelligence, with the support of artificial intelligence, with the support of you know, with the support of ethical hiring, this all process is very, very important, yes, of course. But if we don't solve the root cause of the problem, which is forgery in this certification, no matter how good the employee is, or how good you have recruited and how well you have trained, if we didn't know about the professional past of the employees, which again I repeat, without, with minimal human error, if we don't look into the professional past of employees, you know, the growth not only of the employee, but as a team, as a company, the growth might be reduced. So what I put forth here, how I conclude is, so this process of background verification as a combo with all the methods reduces the certainty of human error. It gives you right candidate for the right job with the right skill set, easy for training, and of course the word ethical hiring, hiring with high level of integrity and ethics, and also increases the quality or efficiency of the employee. Thereby, in the end, it improves the growth of the company. Thereby, again, in the broader perspective, it increases the growth of the nation. So, as I said, thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. So, if anyone have any question in this subject of ethical hiring or forgery in background verification, please, welcome.
Any question? Yeah, Revathi, I have a question. Since now everywhere graphic designing in computers, people can make certificates. So in that way, how do you do the background verification for the fourth certificates? Anybody can make a certificate on internet or through a graphic designer, the logo, everything is available, right? So
Yes.
how do you handle that situation?
So, okay, let me just tell you with a practical example. If you are giving me a certificate which is forged, so the first one, as I said, physical verification. So, you have studied in a college, and you have passed out your graduation in a college which is called ABC. Okay, so we'll just take that one into account. So the number one, we will physically verify. Physically, we will pay a visit to the college. So few college have a procedure where you can verbally do. Few college you have to go, give an application form, submit your details, what you have. You have to mention we are a background verification accredited company and we can do it. So first one will be physical. Number two, which is online. So we will verify 2015, for example, 2015 ABC college, your name, is it in the database? Okay, that will also be verify. Number two, even if we have both errors. Number three, forensics. So no matter how much we use computer techniques, within a minute, there are different microscopes, okay? Comparison microscope, spectro microscope, stereo microscope, which actually, as soon as you keep, you don't have to see the material alteration. As soon as you keep the paper, you can see a paper and ink comparison method, which I would suggest even before we go into the seal and sign. So when we do that, we would be able to find it out. In this scenario, all the three will not tally. So thereby, we will give our reporting the certificate of authenticity that this is not authentic. Below are the reasons and who is the certifying authority, and substantiating with all the picture representation of images as well.
Okay, thank you so much.
No problem. Welcome. Any other questions?
Yes, hello. Hi,
Hi.
Abdulrahman with you. Question for you. You, you had a point about human in science. So what is the technologies that you are using to verify the documents? Some special equipment to scan it, or how does it work, if you don't mind?
So as I said, in forensics, we use variety of tools and techniques. Okay, so it depends on the case to case. But as I said, paper ink chromatography technique is one of the very important techniques, which is actually conventional. But as a forensic expert, I always start. That's my style of doing it. So I always go with the paper ink chromatography techniques, and we use stereo spectro microscope. We also use comparison microscope. In comparison microscope, what happens, we takes two images or two letters from the same document. We compare it in both the microscopes, overriding one on top of the other, and we will find out whether it overrides or there is any alteration. So before, when we use, if I'm not wrong, before we were using some latent method, I guess. So in latent method, what will happen? Your original copy will be destroyed. That all because of science, thanks to science. Now we have all extremely ZT spectro microscope is available, which we are using it. So when we use that, your original copy will not be destroyed. So that copy will be saved, as well as the results will be good as well. Apart from that, we also use hand magnifying glass. So in hand magnifying glass, the magnification will be maximum of 8 to 10x. So the microscope, what we are using, will have the magnification of 20x to almost 50x. So I would recommend, if I feel this copy might not be authentic, I will perform all this and then give the report so that my result will be absolutely certain.
All right. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Okay. So next we will, I think, Revathi, are you there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I have a question. As you
Mhm.
told, you will physically verify to the college. If the certificate is forged by the knowledge of college, they enter to their database. So how you can check it? There are some cases, like, they will enter all the details in the college, like. Your mic is off. Can you
Yes. So yeah, I got your question. So basically, whatever I'm saying, this all works for individual forgery. Okay, so when it comes to the next level, where a college has been involved, or little going forward, government institutions or agencies are involved, or it's a big scam or scandal, the procedure will be the same. Okay, so as I said, if physical fails, science will never fail. If science has a little bit of error, physical will not fail. So that is the reason I recommend all the three. For example, we are doing a physical verification. So we are going having certificate of copy, whatever. Our step one will have no impact on our step two. We will perform every step with a different team. Okay, so even if I get yes from step one, my step two, I have to get yes or no. And my step three, I have to get yes or no. So when I get no, for example, in forensic technique, we found out that this is completely a fraudulent certificate. And if we know big involvement is there, a college involvement is there. So what we will do is we will just produce more evidences to substantiate our argument. Because see, when a normal copy comes, when we give certificate of authenticity, we can give just one or two evidences, microscopic evidences is sufficient. But in a scandal, in a big scam, when we do it, we will give every possible evidence which is available, and we will give 3 expert review opinion. So it's not just one investigator who's going to be working, 3 expert review opinion. And one more thing, only a CFE, who is a criminology and forensic expert, or a QD expert, QDE, their certification is valid in court, and only their certification of authenticity will be taken into account. So I would recommend there will be some 3 investigators or 3 QD experts have to certify that it is no, and we will provide all the evidences of whatever we are saying. If it's a scandal, yes, we have to provide like with at least 10x more evidences of what we provide for a single case. But yes, if physical fails, science will never fail.
Thank you, Revathi.
Thank you.
Revathi, I have a question.
Sure.
Yeah. How long does this process take?
Okay. So see, physical, it depends on place to place. Few interior, for example, if you say, I'm from India, so if you say in the eastern side of India, so few things are there. So I'll give you an average TAT, turnaround time. So average turnaround time, 10 to 15 days maximum, which is again considering the eastern and extreme northern states, it might take some time. And those colleges, they will need some 3 to 5 days to get the verification as well. Our forensics will be done. Our forensics will take max 3 to 5 days. So overall, within a period of 12 to 15 days, we can submit the final report.
Thank you.
Sure. So any other questions?
I think no.
Okay, sure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Revathi. Thank you.
Thank you.